Great to be here.
Today, we're jumping into a really fascinating story, an ancient Buddhist narrative, actually. And it's one that, well, it might just change how you think about, big achievements and where real benefit, real merit comes from.
It's quite surprising, the twist in this one.
It really is. So our mission, basically, is to unpack this incredible story, see what insights we can pull out that maybe challenge our usual ideas about gaining good karma or knowledge.
Right.
So try and picture this. You're stepping back in time, vibrant ancient world, maybe India, and a single choice someone makes could have these massive, cosmic ripple effects.
Yes, sets the scene perfectly.
Okay, so the main character here is this amazing woman, Visakha, a really prominent lay follower of the Buddha.
Very devout supporter, yeah.
So imagine it's a big festival day. She is dressed to the nines, finest clothes, beautiful perfumes, she's eaten well, and she's wearing this spectacular piece of jewelry. They call it a grand creeper-patterned adornment. Super elaborate.
Sounds incredibly valuable.
Oh, definitely. And she's not alone. She's got 500 companions with her, servants, attendants, the whole procession. Heading off to a park with, real pomp and circumstance, very worldly scene.
Very much so. Seems like a day for enjoyment, celebration.
Exactly. But then, right in the middle of all this, on the way there, something shifts for her. She has this sudden thought.
The pivot point.
Yeah. She thinks, what's all this foolish play for someone like me, mature age? And then it's better if I just go to the monastery, pay respects to the Blessed One, listen to the Dhamma, just like that.
Wow. That's quite a sudden turn from worldly festival to spiritual seeking.
Instantly.
What's so compelling there is that immediate recognition, isn't it? That sense of a deeper purpose cutting through the surface enjoyment.
Right.
It really makes you pause and think about our own priorities.
Yeah.
How often do we stop midstream and think, wait, what's really worthwhile right now?
It's a great point. So she follows through, she gets to the monastery, respectfully takes off that amazing expensive ornament, hands it to her servant, goes in, pays respects to the Buddha, and sits down to listen to the teaching, the Dhamma.
Fully committed to that shift.
Totally. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. After she's listened, she pays respects again, leaves the hall, and then a little way off, she asks her servant for her jewelry back.
I think I see where this might be going.
Yeah. The servant has that moment of panic. She completely forgot it. Left it behind, tied up in a bundle, right there in the monastery hall where they were listening.
Oh dear, that must have been quite a valuable item to forget.
Exactly. But Visakha's reaction is just incredible. She doesn't get angry, she doesn't panic, she just says, okay, if it was forgotten in the monastery, then I'm donating it. It's for the benefit of the monastery.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. Spontaneous generosity on a massive scale. And we need to stress the value here. This wasn't, forgetting your keys. This ornament was worth over 90 million pieces of money.
90 million? That's staggering. What would that even equate to today?
Hard to say exactly, but colossal. Maybe hundreds of millions of dollars, easily. So a simple oversight becomes this instant, monumental act of giving.
That is just, it speaks volumes, doesn't it? It shows such a profound detachment from material things.
Right.
And this incredible readiness to seize an opportunity for merit, for doing good. It wasn't planned charity, it was born from the moment. It suggests the mind that sees even a mistake as a chance for something positive, something immense.
What do you think that tells us about her faith, specifically? That immediate switch?
I think it shows a faith that's deeply integrated. It's not just something for special occasions. It informs her immediate reactions, even to something like temporarily losing a fortune. The value of the Dhamma, the value of supporting the Sangha, was just instantly higher than the value of the object.
Yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't even a calculation, it seems.
Exactly, an immediate resolve.
So she doesn't stop there. She goes right back to the Buddha, pays respects again, and says, "Venerable sir, I've decided I'm going to build a monastery with the value of this ornament. Please accept it."
And the Buddha.
He gives his consent silently, which is often how approval was shown. And then Visakha just gets to work, no delay.
Amazing. So she turns the value of the forgotten jewel into bricks and mortar for the Sangha.
Exactly. And not just any building. The description is really something. She puts Venerable Mahamoggallana, one of the chief disciples known for his psychic powers and organizational skills, in charge of overseeing it.
So she got the best project manager.
You could say that. And the monastery was beautiful, well-structured with brick and plaster, decorated with well-crafted woodwork, doors, windows, stairways, ventilation, balconies. It sounds stunning.
Really detailed.
Yeah, adorned with festoons, creepers, painted patterns, fine finishing, jewel-studded pinnacles, level like a polished floor resembling a divine palace. I mean,
Sounds like a heavenly abode almost.
it really does. And the scale, get this. Below were 500 rooms, and above, another 500. 1,000 chambers in the main building alone for the Buddha and the monks.
1,000 rooms.
Plus, around it, she built 1,000 smaller buildings for attendants and added huts, halls, walkways, all the necessary support structures.
That's practically a small town dedicated to the Dhamma.
Basically. And the most incredible part, the timeline. All of this was apparently concluded in just 9 months.
But 9 months? For a structure like that, that's almost unbelievable speed.
It's astonishing. And then she held a huge inauguration ceremony costing another 900 gold coins. So just immense dedication and resources poured into this.
If we step back and look at this, it's not just, constructing a building. It's this physical manifestation of incredible faith.
Right.
An act of devotion using enormous wealth, built with unbelievable speed. It's creating an enduring legacy, a space for practice and learning for potentially centuries. It really sets the stage, doesn't it? This monumental act of generosity.
It absolutely does. So, okay, the Grand Monastery is finished. Picture Visakha with her 500 companions walking up into this magnificent structure she funded.
Must have been quite a moment for her.
You'd think. She's looking around, seeing the beauty, and the text says she's filled with joy. Completely understandable.
Naturally, after all that effort and expense.
But then comes the really pivotal moment, the core of what we're exploring today. She turns to her companions and says something quite remarkable.
Okay, I'm listening.
She says, "Whatever merit I have gained by building this kind of mansion," meaning the monastery, "may you all rejoice in it. I dedicate it to you."
Wow. So she's not just happy for herself, she's actively sharing the merit, inviting them to partake in her good deed.
Exactly. She's dedicating the positive energy, the good karma, to them, asking them to join in her joy.
That's a beautiful act in itself. How do they respond?
Oh, they were delighted. They replied, "Oh, indeed, well done, well done." They genuinely rejoiced with her and for her act.
So they're participating through appreciation.
Yeah, precisely. But here's the kicker. The part that really makes you go, huh. The narrative zooms in on one specific woman among those companions.
Okay.
It says she especially rejoiced in that act of dedication with a concentrated mind. So maybe deeper appreciation, more focused joy than the others?
Concentrated mind. That sounds significant.
It seems so. Now listen to what happened to her. Not long after this event, this woman passed away.
Okay.
And she was reborn in the Tavatimsa heaven, one of the higher celestial realms. But that's not all. The result of her focused rejoicing was astonishing.
How so?
Due to her merit from rejoicing, a divine mansion appeared for her in the sky. And get the scale of this thing, 16 leagues long and wide. That's huge, maybe around 50 miles.
50 miles wide, a heavenly mansion from just rejoicing.
Yes, with multiple towers, walls, parks, ponds, radiating light for 100 leagues, so maybe 300 miles around. And she had 1,000 celestial attendants. This was seen by Venerable Anuruddha, another great disciple known for his divine eye.
That's almost disproportionate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to the original act.
Well, no, compared to Visakha. Visakha herself, the one who actually spent the immense fortune and built the physical monastery, was reborn in the Namanarati heaven, also a high heaven, associated with delighting in creation. She became the chief queen of a divine king there. Still magnificent, of course.
Okay, so both got incredible results. But the woman who only rejoiced got this unbelievably vast personal mansion in Tavatimsa, which is sometimes seen as, well, a very high, very desirable rebirth realm. Visakha's result was also amazing, but perhaps different in nature.
Exactly. The companion's result seems almost, in some ways, more spectacularly vast in terms of the heavenly dwelling described.
This is really the core of it, isn't it? Visakha performs this monumental act of giving, costing a fortune. Her companion only rejoices, but does so with deep concentration and sincerity. And the karmic fruit for the rejoicer is just breathtaking.
Right.
So what does this tell us? It seriously challenges our usual notions of merit being solely tied to, direct action or material giving. It points to the immense power of our mental states.
The power of the mind. Specifically, the power of mudita sympathetic joy, rejoicing in others' good fortune and good deeds. This story suggests that sincerely cultivating that joy, that appreciation for another's virtue, can generate unbelievably potent positive karma. Maybe even, in some ways, comparable to the original act itself.
It certainly seems that way from this account.
Yeah, it makes you think, how many chances for generating merit do we miss every day? Simply because we don't pause to genuinely, deeply appreciate and rejoice in the good things others are doing, it suggests this is a hidden powerhouse of spiritual practice.
That's a powerful thought. So, wrapping this up for you listening, this deep dive really seems to show something profound. Yes, grand actions like Visakha building that incredible monastery are amazing and create huge merit.
Absolutely, no question.
But this power of rejoicing, as we might call it, that sincere, focused, heartfelt appreciation for someone else's good deed, well, it can lead to results that are equally powerful, maybe even surprisingly so. Precisely. The story isn't saying don't do good deeds yourself. Of course not. But it's adding this crucial layer. Merit isn't just about your actions. It's also deeply connected to how you relate mentally and emotionally to the good done by others.
Your internal state matters immensely.
Hugely. That cultivated state of pure joy, genuine delight in another's virtue, the story shows it has incredible unseen power. It fundamentally challenges a purely action-oriented view of accumulating good karma.
So the big question this leaves us with for you to think about.
Yeah, consider this. We live in a world that often pushes us to focus on our own achievements.
Right.
What we've done, what we have, or maybe what we lack.
True. Comparison is pretty common.
Very. So how might things change if we consciously cultivated the habit of actively, sincerely rejoicing in the successes of others, in their generosity, in their kindness or ethical conduct?
You mean beyond just a polite, oh, that's nice?
Exactly. Truly feeling happy for them, appreciating their virtue with concentration like that companion did.
Yeah.
Could doing that regularly not only make us feel better, more connected, more positive, but also, according to this story, potentially generate unexpected, powerful benefits in our own lives. It's definitely something to mull over, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
How often do we truly, deeply rejoice for others? And what unseen power might we be tapping into or missing out on when we do or don't practice that?
A very provocative thought to end on.